What's up, y'all? Pardon my patience. I know I'm a little bit late, but I was getting things together and trying to, well, not trying, I was doing. I was making sure that, I was prepared to bring y'all nothing but the best, the good energy, high vibes, and everything that is in store for us for this week. And as you can see, we got upgrades. I just want to give a shout out to, before we get there, hey y'all, I'm Mark, I'm your reader. As you can see, I'm excited to see y'all. I don't know, as soon as I press that button, like I got like a boost of energy and I just feel really good. And I'm excited to, be able to take y'all on this experience for however long we have together in this container. But like I said, I appreciate you guys joining me here. And I want to give a special shout out to Haley Rose. A few days ago, she came across, one of my readings, and she left a comment. She felt so compelled to leave a comment, and she was saying that, I don't know, usually she doesn't watch readings that have like, the external sounds, the natural sounds going on, because they tend to make her feel overstimulated. But she felt so called to, my energy that she stayed and watched it, and she was glad that she did. And I don't know, that just meant a lot to me, and it touched me, and I definitely felt moved really strongly, because I'm someone who gets overstimulated, in my walking life. Like there's a lot of things going on, a lot of stimuli, or just, a lot of noises, or there's a million things that make me feel overstimulated. So it's like, I don't get that way when I watch my videos, so that's also why I was like, so when she said that, I was like, dang, like I just was like, I don't want anybody to feel like that, because I know how I feel when I'm overstimulated, and I don't want anybody in this container, space that's supposed to be for everybody, to feel like they have to sacrifice themselves or their own comfort to get the message, even if they feel so called to stay and they feel so called to receive it. I don't want it to have to be a choice between, overstimulation or receiving, the energy. So yeah, I made sure to get right to it, and I wanted to make sure I had, a mic set up for the next time I saw you guys. And that was something that was already on my radar, but it's like more so just for the clarity of sound and just like the quality of it. So it was kind of like, yeah, that's something I want to get eventually. I want to make sure I have that. But yeah, she made it when it became about accessibility now, and then, people, not everybody not being able to come and enjoy the experience, then it was like, okay, this is more urgent. It became a bigger priority. And yeah, I'm really grateful that I was able to, have one by the very next time I saw you guys. So yeah, that was just me giving shout outs and a thank you. And I just appreciate you all so much, and continue to give feedback, continue to let me know how I can improve this container, how we can make this space even more, more effective at being a place for all of us. Because I do hear you guys, and it means a lot to me. So thank you. Hey, without further ado, you know how we get started. It's time to get some presence practice in. So everybody get your wiggles out, get your wiggles out. And I don't know if y'all have said anything so far. I'm not seeing the chat. I know, yeah, every now and then, random times, weeks, some days it works, other days it doesn't. I don't see any messages until way after. So don't think I'm ignoring you if you are talking. If anybody needs anything, personal readings, anything, there's a link in my bio that takes you right there. And yeah, I turned on my whispers. So if you guys have a message or anything, you guys can definitely message me, and I'll respond after, or whatever works. But hopefully these messages are working. You guys just haven't said anything. But either way, we'll make it do what it do, and we'll continue to exist how we can, control what we can, and leave the rest up to the universe, So, presence practice. I'm done yapping. So, if you can, get your flow on. Start feel like SpongeBob. Take it to Bikini Bottom. Get your wiggles in, get your wiggles in. Yeah, I got one more thing to say that popped up once we started, so I'm gonna hold it till after. But yeah, I'm excited. This feels good. All right, once you're kind of got a flow going, you feel good, close your eyes if you can. We're gonna start with some deep breaths, and after that we'll get to our body scan. So, bug all in my eye. So, Inhale. Again. Again, remember, exhales longer than your inhales. One more. Get back to creating a little bit of flow. So roll your neck, roll your shoulders, rock back and forth, whatever feels right now. Trust it. Follow the energy. Okay. When you're done, bring back, find your center again, and let's get going with our body scans, starting at the top of our head. I'm gonna call it out. Okay. Top of the head. Just place your awareness at the place I'm saying, and if you feel any tension or feel, any stuck energy, just release it. Allow it to dissipate. Top of the head, forehead, cheeks, your ears, your mouth, your chin, your neck, your shoulders, your chest, your back, your stomach, your waist, your hips, your groin area, your butt, now your upper legs, like your hamstrings, your quads, your arms, your hands, your knees, your lower legs, like your shins, your calves, your feet, and then lastly your toes, and when you're done, give them a little bit of a wiggle. All right, invite flow back into your body. Get a good rock going, or a little roll. And then before you open your eyes, just express a little bit of gratitude. It doesn't have to be out loud. It can be in your head, or it can be entirely, with your vibration. You can just feel into it too. Woo. Yeah, that moment of coming back after that is always, I don't know, feels wild in all the best ways, of course. But yeah, I feel so calm and centered and serene. It's dope. Okay. So, happy Leo season, y'all. Y'all see I got on my yellow, my bright sun. I'm feeling good. I'm in the energy. If it gets too hot, I'm definitely taking it off, but it feels good so far. Invitation to spend a few seconds or maybe a minute to kind of feel into what we're trying to create, our future. This reading is typically to get what's in store for us, but if the strength card comes out, we're going to pause and we're going to take that as an opportunity to, yeah, do some creation as well. To not just be in that feminine energy, but to switch into that masculine energy and spend time, in the essence of what we're creating, what we're calling in, and what we're stepping into in this next season. So whether that be visualization or just feeling into that future or whatever, we're gonna take a moment to do just that. So I'm excited to see if it comes out, and if that's what we're invited to do, as well as getting our messages for what's in store this week. But yeah, without further ado, welcome to Monday Magic. Um, yeah, I'm excited to have you guys here again, and I'm excited to see what comes out. Last week was really dope. I feel like each week is continuing to be more and more dope. I wasn't ready to pull a card, but they came right out. They got right to work. Ace of Cups. Fulfillment is here. An opportunity to fill our own cup, as well as the cups of our loved ones. Um, yeah, I'm hearing emotional stability. I'm hearing softness, like soft girl era as well. Um, Yeah, the flowers at the bottom are really calling out to me as well. It feels like beauty. I'm hearing Venus, like Venusian energy, as well as, yeah, just being gentle with yourself, making sure that you're not as hard as on yourself as you feel like you have to be to get things done in the name of discipline. And even for some of us, growing up, parents might have been very hard when it came to discipline. And some of those things tend to linger into how we discipline ourselves or how we kind of treat ourselves when we're trying to get things done or do certain things, or just living in general. So understand that you can be gentle with yourself. Discipline doesn't have to be rough. It doesn't have to be tough. It doesn't have to be, unmoving. It can be gentle. It can be fluid. It can be all the things that we are as people. It doesn't have to be rigid. So understand that, yeah, you can be disciplined with yourself, but also be gentle with yourself at the same time, and understand that you know where you're going. You know what you're here to do. So that awareness is enough to get it done. So if you feel like you need a little bit of rest, that's okay. Take it, because you know what you need to do and you still feel like you need to rest. Your body knows what you need to do. Your mind knows what you're doing, and it's still calling you to rest. Understand that all of that understands your path, sometimes better than you do. So honor that. Honor yourself, honor the way you're feelings, and allow your heart to be a compass sometimes, most of the time if you can. But yeah, there's opportunities here to fill your cup, but you have to allow them to fill your cup. You can't be too busy trying to push it away for the sake of just being productive, but you have to be like, okay, like, yeah, I do deserve this trip to the spa, or I do deserve, whatever, this vacation that someone's trying to take me on. Allow, step into it and embrace it and understand that it's divine. It's a divine invitation as well. Don't feel like it's a distraction or it's gonna make you worse off just because you're not running a mile a minute. So it's okay, dog. Take that trip and then come tell me about it. Yeah, the energy feels different this week. It feels very, I don't know, it feels very forward. Because, I don't know, if you've been paying attention the last few weeks, the cards haven't just been jumping out. They've been kind of taking their time. The energy's been a little slower. But today it feels kind of like that. Like, literally, come on, let's go. And it feels like, I don't know, the energy's very to the point and direct. And it's interesting. And I'm enjoying kind of feeling it as we go on. Justice, the skips. I don't know what that's about. But the scales are being tipped back into balance. The scales are being tipped back into balance. I don't know. It felt like there was a different way to say that, but then the same thing came up. Yeah, I'm hearing lawyer, as well as defense, self-defense. Yeah, and the purple is giving me divine protection. Um, so understand that if you're in a situation right now where things may look like it's an uphill battle or like things are stacked against you, understand that the ace up your sleeve is the universe, is God, is the divine, is your spirit team. So understand that at the darkest moment is when, that's right before dawn. So understand that there is a balance planned for you, there is a restoration planned for you. And the divine is prepared to step in and to shift things back into order, If things have been felt like this with you down here and, they're sliding kind of about to pile onto you, understand that the divine is coming to lift you back up and, hey, lift you above the situation even, I feel. So understand that all that you need to do is, do your part as far as the process goes or whatever the situation is, as far as what you're being called to do to get ahead of it. Understand that that's what you need to do and that the rest will be taken care of. So the best thing you can do is get yourself into the game, put your name in the hat, because the divine can't step in to help you if you didn't do your part to help yourself first, whether that be like submitting some type of paperwork or whatever, but you have to do that part so the divine can do the rest as far as, it getting into the right hands or, whatever it takes as far as just that whisper in the person's ear to make the decision that's in your favor or whatever they need to do, but your part has to be done first. And then, you put yourself in position for miracles. So, understand that the help is coming, your justice is coming, that you're not in this fight alone, even though it feels like, what you're going against is stacked up kind of tall. But understand that the divine is ready and prepared and is on the way already. You just have to do your part and the rest will be done. So, relax. It's okay. Do some things that get you into a high vibratory state, things that make you feel like yourself, things that make you feel happy and excited and charged. And understand that it's okay to feel like that, even though you're in the middle of a process. It's okay, and it's in your best interest to feel that way because that's gonna allow the process to be smoother. It's gonna allow you to feel better as it's underway. It's gonna allow you to get out of your own way and allow your miracle to fall in your lap as well. So all signs are pointing to get out of your head and, get into the world, get into your world, have some fun, invite the people around you that make you feel yourself, and understand that all that is assisting you in fixing the problem. So don't feel like it's separate. There is no separation. So you being in those high vibratory states, excitement, gratitude, joy, bliss, love, all that stuff is in your best interest always. So never sacrifice that, to feel like you're getting somewhere because you're doing something. Because I know it's easy to fall into like, oh, I'm gonna just keep, if you feel like you're doing a bunch of stuff, you feel like you're getting closer to where you're going, when that may not even necessarily be true, but it does provide that security as far as like, oh yeah, I did a bunch of work today, like I did good, but it's like, not necessarily, quality over quantity always. Just because you did a lot doesn't mean that, it's doing a lot for you, especially if it didn't come from the right place, it wasn't inspired action, you were just doing it just for the sake of doing it to feel like you're getting somewhere. Chances are it's not, it's not that. So definitely when you're inspired to slow down, when you're inspired to enjoy, when you're inspired to have some fun, listen to it and understand that that's still adding to everything else on your plate. It's still helping you get to where you're trying to go faster even, for sure, because that's what it's all about. You attract what you are. So if you want things that make you excited, you want things that make you feel grateful, you have to do things that make you feel grateful so you can get into that vibration and you begin to attract those things. And that's the real key. Look into it, y'all. We're big magnets. Like our body, we have, we're literally, if you look, what's the book? Becoming Supernatural, which is a really good book. I feel like, for me, what I like about it is that It takes things that are, that they have a spiritual side to them, as far as like manifestation, the body healing itself and calling things in, the point of attraction, and all that, how all that works. It's almost like the science behind all that stuff. So it's like, yeah, we know spiritually and in those things, those are hot topics, as far as just like the law of attraction and how we're magnetic and how we attract things in and all that. But this is like the science behind it, as far as like our bodies, how we're designed, and our electromagnetic field around our bodies and things like that. So definitely look into that if you feel called to, or you've been looking for something to read. Becoming Supernatural is definitely a good one to look into. And yeah, but I said to say we're big magnets, so understand that you're always attracting. So pay attention to how you feel, because that's you tuning your station, you tuning your frequency and your vibration to what you're calling in. So at any given time, understand that how you're feeling is what you're calling in. So don't spend too much time in low vibratory states that don't match what you're trying to create, because yeah, you're gonna be surprised when more stuff like that comes in, or you're gonna feel like, see, why does this always happen to me? And it's like, yeah, because you're staying on that station. It's like the radio. Like, if you don't like country, why are you listening to it so much? Why do you leave your radio on that station expecting to hear hip hop? Like, it doesn't work like that. So understand that you're a radio. Like, you frequency is how you operate as well. So make sure you're tuned into the right stations. If you want R&B, make sure you're listening to an R&B station. If you want rock and roll, heavy metal, make sure you're listening to a heavy metal station, and not, a Christian just, whatever. That just doesn't match. That's all I'm saying. So, next up, Seven of Pentacles. Mind your harvest. It's not time to harvest the fruits of your labor yet. This feels like a particular situation, maybe not even like your general fruits of your labor, but just like one of the things, like if you have like 5 streams of income or something, like this is just one of them that's just not necessarily ready yet. But understand that you still need to tend to it. You still need to nurture it. Don't treat it like it's all or nothing, in this process of, as it's becoming and growing and scaling, that you're treating it as its final product right now. So this is something that you feel like is a $1 billion opportunity, it's going to change your life and do all those things. Treat it like that now, even if it's not doing that now. Even if your entire world is still regular, but you're sitting on this diamond, you're sitting on this gold, definitely still operate as if it's gold. Don't wait until they treat it like gold. Don't wait until it does all the things it's going to do to treat it like that. Understand that it's that now, whether they're aware of it now or not. It's not going to be any different when they become aware of it. So treat it that way now, and allow your energy to lead the way in how they should treat it. So you carry it like it's a diamond. You carry it like it's that gold, and understand that it is that. So when they feel that and they pick up on that energy, it will be easy to fall into the flow with that. Like, they'll receive it that way as well, because it is that, even though they don't know it yet. But if you're like, oh, one day this is gonna be great, or like, oh, they sleep on me, but like, like, I'm telling you, if you approach it like that, that's what they're gonna take from it. Is that, oh, people are sleep on you, like, oh, you should be slept on. People are followers at the end of the day. Like, at the end of the day, they're gonna go with what everybody's doing, for the most part. And that's typical. That's a human survival thing, like back when things were crazy, like you didn't want to be the person going against the crowd, just doing your own thing all by yourself. Like that could have got you killed by something, by a predator or whatever. So it's like groupthink evolved out of, survival. So understand that some people are still operating on that, especially if they're not conscious and aware. So understand that first impressions are very important. So make sure you're presenting yourself and presenting the things you make and the things that you created from that energy of how you want them to receive it. If you feel like it's the best thing ever, you have to give it to them like it's the best thing ever. If you want them to think that, this is innovative, this is the next thing, this is the future, you have to approach them like that. You cannot be hesitant, you can't be soft-spoken, you can't be any of that stuff, because that's the impression they're going to take away from it. Especially if they don't know, like this is their first time seeing it, they're gonna go with whatever it feels like. And understand that once you don't feel like you have to change everybody's mind at once. Once you get a few people to see the light, once you meet, with the right people, you become aligned with the people who are supposed to be receiving what you have. that's all it takes. A couple people, 3 people, 4 people, some social proof, and everybody's willing to jump on, and they'll be riding the wave too. That's just how people go. Like, you can try to sell your stuff all day, but watch that one moment that somebody else says, oh, this is a really great thing. People will listen to that way more than you. Be like, oh, here's this thing I made. Like, it's so great, isn't it? And that's just the nature of the beast. And I understand that as well. I'm an artist. I create things, and I've had my hand in all type of creative things as far as just photography, videography, music, from pre-production to production to post-production, the whole nine, as far as engineering and mixing and tracking and just everything. And I've seen in my own experience that that's just the nature of the beast, that's just how people operate as far as just the group think and all that. So understand that it's not on you to convince everybody. It's on you to do your part, and in time everybody else will catch up. But as you are presenting it, as you are letting people in and you're introducing your light to theirs, make sure you're embodying exactly what it is and what it's going to be in the future, and don't wait until that future comes and everybody treats it like that for you to treat it like that. Understand that you understanding your worth and the worth of the things you create is what's going to lead to everybody else doing it, because they'll follow your lead. You're a leader, so you naturally lead. You tell them, yo, this is the greatest thing ever, and this is what it does and whatever, and this is how it should be treated. They're going to treat it like that, because that's the energy you become, you step forward with. And people, they want to lead. They want to find ways to just, go with it. So, yeah, don't be shy. Own yourself, own the stuff you made, and understand that it is that great. So let the world see it and let them know, like, yo, I'm here to stay, and this is what I did. So, King of Pentacles, this is your opportunity. You know exactly what's going on. You know exactly what you bring to the world. You know exactly your value, and it's your job, and you have to stand on that. Self-sacrificing and being a martyr doesn't serve the public at all. In the short term, maybe people get to feel comfortable. Nobody has to have tough conversations, and you get to coexist with people you may not be able to coexist with if you take up too much space. So understand that. Oh wow, damn, my phone's dying. But understand that that's not anybody's best interest long term. If you want what's best for yourself, you want what's best for the world, that you have to own who you are. You have to take up as much space as possible and never shrink. Don't spend any time shrinking, because every box you try to fit yourself in is a jail, is a prison, and it gets you further away from the truth of who you are. So own your truth and understand that that's the key to everything. You're not going to get to everything you want by pretending. Especially this week, as we're heading into Lionsgate, it's very, very important to embody everything you're creating. Like, everything. So if you're creating your riches, your wealth, and you're really making that quantum shift into everything you want, this is the week to embody it. Dress like you plan to dress then. Talk the way you plan to talk then. Create the things you plan to create then, and really live from that future now, because that energy is always accessible to you. There is no actual separation between you and the life you're creating. Like, the truest way to become is to be. Like, becoming is that process of you learning how to be. Like, that's the only difference. Like, you get all those things because you learn to embody them, and then they attract to you, like we were talking about earlier. So understand that, yeah, you have access to all that now, and if you can make those decisions over and over and over again in the now, you'll close that gap between you and your desired future and outcomes, just like that. Like, you'll look up and you'll be in the middle of all your dream life, honestly. So, yeah, definitely don't forget that, and continue to move in that knowing. Before I pull this next card, just a reminder that if you guys are in there and you guys are, talking to me and saying anything, asking any questions, that I haven't been able to see any of the chats pop up. So, yeah, that's why I'm not talking back if you are in there talking. But if anybody's asking questions as far as like personal readings and things like that, there's the link in my bio, so definitely hit that. And if you have any questions, I turn my whispers on, so you can message me directly, and I'll definitely get back to you once I get off of here. But just wanted to remind you guys again. I'll probably do it again one more time at one point, but because I know people keep joining. So, but the devil. Be careful what you wish for. And also understand that, yeah, you're being protected. You're being divinely protected at all times. And I know all of us, we tend to get a little impatient when it comes to our manifestations coming in sometimes. And, we want things to come in. We want them fast, or it's like we ask for this and we want it tomorrow. We want to wake up and now the millions are in our account and everything's here. But understand that there's a lot of divine timing at place, and through that, a lot of divine protection. You don't want your manifestations to come in that fast in reality. Like, you really don't, because remember, your thoughts create your reality, and you're always manifesting something. You're always attracting something in. So, and not just the good things. So imagine, like, if you were able to just instantly manifest, like, I want $1 million, and boom, it drops right here. Imagine, like, yes, that'd be great, but imagine how many bad things you'd bring in just as quickly. Like, think about those thoughts that, the intrusive thoughts or the random thoughts that pop up that you don't really want to bring into your reality. Like, if they were to pop up right then, like, you'd be like, oh my God. Like, so understand that lag time between what you're asking for or what you're visualizing or what you're thinking about, between you having that thought or sending that call out and it coming in, is everything. Like, that's divine protection in its fullest. Because think about that around time, you're like, oh my God, like, nothing good ever happens to me. It's like, oh, boom, what if that manifested that quickly? Or that random time where you're in a car driving, you're like, dang, I hope that car doesn't hit me. And that manifests, like, boom, it T-bones you. It's like, dude, like, you'd be afraid to leave your house, like, honestly. Unless, you're to the point where, you and your mind are like this, and, you meditate and do yoga and practice so much mindfulness that those thoughts don't even, that your mind is such a clear space that, none of those things pop up. But that's not most of us. So understand that, yeah, say thank you for the lag time and your manifestations coming, because that's protecting you from those thoughts that you definitely don't want to come through. Because I know we all have them, those random stuff. It's like, oh, I hope this food doesn't taste bad. And it's like, boom, just that quickly, now your food's terrible. It's like, dang, I didn't really mean that. It was just a random, So understand that that's protection, and you want that. You definitely want that, because the bad will probably outweigh the good or be way worse. Especially how a lot of our minds are operating right now, our conditioning and all that. Without that lag time, this place would probably be pretty hellish. Like, not even just battling your own manifestations, but the manifestations of those around you, Like your neighbors sitting there like, oh man, I hope that hurricane doesn't hit over here. And now it destroys the whole, your house too. And it's like, damn, like, that wasn't even my thought. And it's like, yeah, like, so be careful what you wish for, and understand that at any given time, everything is everything, and everything is fine, and you have to trust that everything is how it should be, and that you're good, and that you will continue to be good in this moment, the next moment, and every present moment after that. And realize that you understanding that, you knowing that at a really deep level has protections, because you will get proof of that, and that protection will be seen. So knowing yourself is everything. Knowing your power and knowing your spirit team and knowing what all that comes with is very, very key. Hey. I feel called to pull from my oracle. I don't know how many cards I'm going to pull, but nothing major, just a couple quick ones, I think. But yeah, let's see. I'm excited. Blue. You might be wearing blue right now, or blue might be your favorite color. But I'm also hearing like sorrow. Like, sorrow was in the back of my head. I don't know. I felt like a tension right here, and even here. So I don't know. Maybe you might have been crying, or maybe you're crying right now. I don't know. But yeah, I'm just feeling called to tell you that you're loved. Like, you're loved by things you don't even understand. Like, the universe loves you. The world around you loves you. There's intergalactic beings that love you, that I'm hearing. You're so loved. Like, it's loud. Like, I can't even think straight right now. Like, I just kind of feel like a calling, and like I feel it. And I don't know. I even feel like, I don't know. I just feel different right now. Like I said, I feel the tension right here, and just like a subtle heaviness over my heart. But yeah, you're so loved, and if no one told you that, please know that, and understand that you're very important, to the world, to God, to the universe. And you being sad right now, yeah, it's so far from how you're supposed to be feeling, how they want you to feel right now, and from the amazing things that are coming in for you. Yeah, they just want to give you a hug, and they just really, 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 really want you to know that. I don't know, it feels so serious, but it feels light as well. This is interesting. But yeah, it's gonna be okay. And I feel like from here, this is the moment that, things will continue, they'll start to go back up. Yeah, there's nothing for you to do as far as pulling yourself out. It's just know that you're loved and to remain open to that. Because right now it feels like you're a little closed off to that, so the love's not able to reach you. And it's trying really, really hard because they really want to pull you out. They really want you to see just how good it gets. And it's time for you to see how good it gets. So let them, just, yeah, cry it out. If you still feel it, but have the intention to allow the love in, allow the support in, allow the light in, and to, pick yourself up and to, carry on, go on with whatever comes next and be open for the universe to show you how good it gets, because it's time for it to get really good. And I feel like, yeah, for you, you're somebody who gets to get the best of the best. So definitely, if you knew sadness would be the last thing you feel right now. So, hell yeah. Feel it out and then come on. We got things to do. So, I love you and we love you. Everybody, everything loves you. So, I hope you feel that hug. Or like there's a universal hug going on right now in your name. So, damn, that was dope. Right as I get called to the Oracle cards, I guess that wasn't able to come through with tarot. That's dope. Life is dope. Aquarius. If I'm not mistaken, Aquarius is the sister sign to Leo, which is the season we're in right now. So I'm also getting a call to balance right now. I'm hearing the water bear, which is what Aquarius is known as. But yeah, I'm hearing balance, as to balance out that fiery energy as well. The fire energy of Leo, the prideful energy of Leo, to not get lost in the ego. Because the energy is potent, like it's very loud, it's very, charged up. And without awareness and good intention, like you can get lost in it and it can have its way with you and it can create negative results or unwanted results. So yeah, just keep that in check, keep that in balance. And the Aquarius card in general, I feel like, is a call to be mindful. Lean into the energy of air, flow as well as think. Be in the flow and also be a little logical too, and be community oriented with your intentions. When you're making decisions, think about how it affects, who it impacts. Because things you do don't just impact you. Understand that even if you feel like they do, they don't. Because at the end of the day, even if it's something that just impacts you, if it impacts you negatively, that bleeds into other things. It affects how you can show up for other people who are calling you to show up. It impacts how you treat your loved ones. At the end of the day, if it was a terrible day, if it was a rough day, dealing with whatever, you're deciding to deal with. So understand that, yeah, keep that balance and keep a community mindset right now. Even if it's just for this week, as the Lionsgate portal energies pick up more and we approach it. Just make sure you're thinking about your loved ones and those around you and just those in your environment, your immediate surroundings who are impacted by the things you're doing right now and the things you're called to do. And that's all, just to not get too lost in self and in your own energy and, the things you're called to do, because at the end you don't want to get those done and then look back and you're alone because, you ran everybody away or people got burned up in the energy and they weren't able to stick around. So, yeah, that's all. Just be mindful. I'm going to put one more of these and then probably two more tarot cards. And then, yeah. and that'll be it. Yeah, my phone's definitely on the decline right now, so I definitely don't want it to die before we get it all in there. And yeah, and this week the energy feels more charged and, like I said, more direct and more quick. So it didn't feel like it was going to be as long of a reading as it typically is, because I feel like usually the energy moves a little slower. Yeah, that's just how it's been. So, oh, light work, you're being called. Oh, it's upside down. Yeah, you're being called to answer the call. Your light is very powerful. And yeah, you're being called not to just keep it to yourself, but to pay it forward to the collective and allow others also to benefit from it, and for you to touch their lives and for you to inspire them. And not by going out of your way, like, oh, who can I inspire? But like the things you're called to do and sharing them will be inspiration enough. So if you're called to write a book, write the book and share it. Don't just keep it. Don't just, overthink if it's ready or not. Put it out and allow those who need that light to find it. If you're feeling called to do tarot or start a YouTube channel to talk about spiritual things or whatever, do it. Don't wait for it to be perfect. You'll find the perfection in the process, because you don't even know your needs yet until you start. But you have to start, and then you'll see, oh, okay, I need something for this, or I don't really like how this works, or I feel like, okay, like, I don't like the way this sounds, or whatever. Like, you'll get that by being in it. But if you're trying to get it all right before you even step in, you won't know. Like, because when you get in there, you'll have to adjust anyway, because the reality of it will always be different than the fantasy or than the preparation. So the reality of it will tell you what you really need, the reality of what you actually need. So definitely get in there. You're being called to do light work, though. Gaia's healing. This is all I'm doing. This is all, anybody, your favorite spiritual, mentors, guides, or readers, whatever is doing is just the light work. The work to help Gaia heal, to help Gaia, the people of the planet heal, to help the collective heal, to inspire them to wake up, to step into their full power, to do what they need to do. It's all light work. We're just working the light. We're spreading the light, growing the light. And through that, the planet changes. The vibration of the planet changes, and we receive more of the things we deserve, the things that we're here to do, and the quality of life that's available to all of us when we know who we are, when we're in our light, when we have full access to our light. So you're being called to do that exact thing, and it doesn't have to be the same way I do it. It doesn't have to be the same way someone else does it, or how you feel like it needs to be done. The reality of it is, do what you're called to do, and do it at a high level, and allow other people to know that they can do what they want to do, and that they can do it at a high level, and that love and authenticity is enough to carry them wherever they want to go, and that there is sustainability in that. The universe will cradle you and take you and hold you tight and support you when you're doing the things to make the world a better place for everyone, including yourself. So understand that's never separate from you going after your riches or your abundance or that job or you trying to build that house or that family. It's all in alignment to that. And actually, the more you serve others, the more you serve the collective, the more that energy comes back to you and the less you have to do on your own, because you're pouring into the world, so the world's going to pour into you. But if you're only pouring into yourself, like only yourself, with no regard for everything else, then it's going to be on you to create the things you want, because you're doing it on your own. That's what you're choosing to do. But when you tap into the collective energies, when you nurture the collective energies, when you give back to the collective energies, they come back to you tenfold. And that's probably an understatement, 100-fold, 1,000-fold, 1,000,000-fold. So, hey, it's time. Shot a clock, get in there, and also have some fun. Like, have fun during this process. Like I said, it doesn't have to be work. Like, you don't have to go out there and, start a foundation to feed homeless and clothe everybody and, start shelters. If that's not what you're called to do, that's not what you're supposed to be doing. Anyway, that's not gonna be in alignment. You're better off, doing anything else at that point. So understand that whatever you're called to do is what you're called to do. What you feel in your heart is for you to do is exactly what you're supposed to do. No more and no less at any given time. And understand that that's enough. So don't feel like what you're doing has to look one way, or that your help or support for the world has to look like what everybody else is doing. 44, as I say that, with 4 people in here. So yeah, understand that you're okay, you're supported, even if it looks like chaos around, or you feel like there's not space for you to do this light work, or for you to step up and to have a little fun while also serving the world, the greater purpose, understand that that's an illusion. There's enough space. And if you demand it and you just take it, you'll realize that the rest of everything else will mold around it. You know, if you schedule like, all right, during this